Hello, this is Noreen Crone-Findlay from cronefindlay.com and toddytalkscrafts.com. Cronefindlay.com is my website, and Toddy Talks Crafts is my blog. Now, this is spool knitting with 2 pegs, part 2. In part 1, I showed you the basic, very basic square cord, and in this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do a bit more elaborate cord. Go through, pinch your yarn to the front of the cord maker or the spool knitter, go through the center of the spool knitter and go around the right hand peg, around the left hand peg. This time you're going to go through to complete a figure 8. Now you're going to do that actually a total of 3 times. Second figure 8 and your third figure 8. This time you're going to hold the yarn on the back of the spool knitter or the cord maker, and you're going to lift the lower 2 loops over the upper one. Now you're going to need to adjust that, so you give a little tug on the cord on the yarn at the front, and you're going to lift your lower 2 over your upper single one. Now adjust, and again you're going to make 2 sets of figure 8s. Your lower 2 are going to pass over the upper one, and adjust, snug, then 1 figure 8, 2 figure 8s, and you just keep lifting those lower 2 loops over the upper loop. Now this looks like it's really slow and kind of tedious, but I want to go slowly so that you can see how this progresses. What you're almost doing an outer larger link with a smaller link inside. So can you see how you get a larger, it's a larger, very flat cord, but it's quite decorative. It's almost like it's more of a braid than a cord. So you see you have the larger loops with the smaller loop inside. So I'm going to just keep doing that for a bit so you can see how that goes. So lower 2 over upper 1, lower 2 over upper 1, adjust and snug down, and it slides down the front of the spool knitter. So 2 figure 8s, holding back, lift the lower 2 over the upper 1, and lower 2 over the upper 1. So there you get kind of an open, lacy, interlocked flat braid. Very decorative and very pretty. So that works really well as a necklace cord or as a braid, as an embellishment on all kinds of things, whatever you want to embellish. Now, can you do that on a regular spool knitter? Oh, you sure can. I'm going to use just a single strand this time of the very thin Vanna's Glamour, and it's a fine thread. So the thread goes down the front of the spool knitter, around 1 figure 8, 2 figure 8s, 3 figure 8s, and to the back. Again, you're always going to ignore your back 2 pegs, and the spool knitting is going to progress down the front of the spool knitter. So the lower 2 pegs, the lower 2 loops get passed over. The upper one, now again, 1, 2 figure 8s. When you're making this cord, the only time you're going to make 3 figure 8s is in the very first time. All the rest of the time, you're going to have just 2 figure 8s being made for each set of stitches. So 1 figure 8 and 2 figure 8s passed to the back, lower 2 over the upper 1. So it's a very pretty, very decorative braid. It's great as embellishment on bags or used in jewelry. It's really a neat one. There we go. So there's the decorative flat open work braid, worked on 2 pegs of the spool knitter. So that's part 2 to spool knitting with 2 pegs.